Hello, I'm Gary O'Hanlon and I'm here today to talk to you about the Johnstone Beef Butcher's Secret, okay? Basically, how to treat this once you've ordered it from johnstonebeefshop.com, okay? So, this is a special little piece of meat that'll come into you from Johnstone Beef Shop, and they'll be frozen. So yesterday around this time, just around lunchtime, I took this out of the freezer, just put it in the fridge, just on a little plate, and in the bottom of the fridge, okay? Very, very important to always just keep your raw meats at the bottom of the fridge. The reason for that is any drippage or anything coming off it. Obviously, this is a very tight back seal, so it's going to be pretty much fine anywhere. But the rule of thumb is always at the bottom of the fridge with your cooked stuff up on top, okay? So it's fully defrosted here now, and I'm just going to open it up, okay? Key thing is to make sure that we're not obviously cutting into the meat itself. We're just going to open it up and then slide out the little butcher's cut. So we talked in a previous video about the defrosting process and opening it up and drying it, and that's the key thing, is to make sure that it's just got a little bit of a pat dry, or you've rested it on some kitchen paper, okay? So we'll move that across. So first things first is a little bit of seasoning, okay? So we're going to season it up, and I'm using rock salt to do a little bit of mold and rock salt, okay? As well as that, some cracked black pepper. My pan is already on, coming up to temperature, and I really want to get some heat into that right off the bat, okay? Beautiful little thing about the butcher's cut, or the butcher's secret rather, or bistro steak, is what you will see on the packet, is this is a little piece of meat that's taken from the sirloin rump end. For 10 years in Viewmount House, I was buying strip loins of Johnstone beef, centre cuts only. A lot of the time, the only use for the rump end would be for a slow braise or for a well done steak, okay? So the guys used to take that off, and then they used to pull in through the sinew that's in the rump side of the meat, and you have this absolutely beautiful, tender little piece of meat, okay? So just a little quick hand wash. And on with our oil. Tiny little bit of oil, and that's already at smoke point, and leave it on. Okay? Now, once that's working, get it on. And you need this heat and you need this sear right away when it comes to steak, okay? You want it to be working really, really fast and getting a really good salt crust. Key thing now whenever it comes to steak like this as well, okay? Whether it's a sirloin, côte de boeuf, ribeye steak, filet mignon, whatever it may be, you gotta have the confidence to leave it, okay? So it's in the pan now. I want to get that nice little salt crust on it. Once you lift it up and you start moving a steak around the pan, you're killing the temperature, but you're killing the crust, you're killing the seal, okay? So you're not going to just have that lovely caramelized colour all the way around that we're after. So again, looking at this now, you're like going, your immediate thought is going to be, I want to touch it, I want to grab it, I want to take it off the pan, or move it, shake it, throw it up in the air. Don't do that, okay? Give it a few more seconds. About 10-20 seconds, and we'll lift it. Another thing to understand about this piece of meat, I had this out of the fridge about an hour before I started this process right here. It's completely relaxed. Okay, we defrosted overnight in our fridge, out for an hour, completely comes to almost up to room temperature, and it's relaxed, okay? So you'll notice that it's not curling up. Now we're going to turn it around, and that there is exactly what we were after, okay? Was this lovely little bit of caramelization right here on the pan, okay? So I'm going to give that about another 20 to 30 seconds. What I have here is some baby potatoes that have already been boiled in some salted water. So start from cold water. Always start your potatoes from cold water. Anything that's a root vegetable that grows into the ground, once it's washed, peeled, prepared, whatever way you want, cold water, salt, bring it to the boil, drain. A little bit of tomato, and I've got some pesto here that I've thinned out again with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, alright? So we're going to take our steak now, take it off, And the next key thing now, which is absolutely imperative when it comes to steak, is we do not serve this immediately, okay? So I know this is still medium rare, alright? Now we're going to just let it sit and rest, okay? That rest after cooking is probably even more important than the rest prior to cooking, okay? So it's imperative that you set it down, step away from it. The bigger the piece of meat, the longer the rest time, okay? 2-3 minutes on a steak around this side is more than enough. If it's a roast then or a rib roast, take it out of the oven. We'll probably cover that in due course. Take it out of the oven, wrapped with foil, about 10-15 minutes before you start slicing. When you start seeing juice on your chopping board or juice on the plate, it's lost flavour, okay? So now we're going to do basically a little bit of a warm potato salad really with this, okay? So we're already cooked potatoes. We're not going to waste any of that flavour that our pan has. We're going to drop it in, season again, a little bit of salt and some pepper. And we're going to move them around a little bit. This isn't going to take too long because there's still a bit of warmth in the potato. And then I'm just going to take the oiliest part of our pesto. We're going to drop it in, and then I can turn it right all the way down and we can move it across, okay? So for our little salad, I'm just going to take some rocket leaves here, okay? Now I might show you two different ways with this. A little salad and then a plated one as well. In with some cracked black pepper, plenty cracked black pepper, okay? Some olive oil. Now at this point my potatoes, I know they're warm enough, so I'm going to knock them off. And then the juice of about a half a lemon. This, just olive oil and lemon juice creates a beautiful little salad, you know. So straight in with that. And then we're just going to give it a nice wee mix, okay? So we'll move this across. Now we'll take our steak here that we've already rested, okay? So what I'm going to do with this here is I'm just going to cut it in half, okay? So for one half, we're going to make a little salad, and the other half we're going to plate a dish. So we'll do our plated dish first and let our half rest. So we're going to take our steak and our olive oil and lemon rocket leaf, place this on, okay, and then we're going to take a couple of little cherry tomatoes, sit them in here, add a little bit of seasoning to our tomatoes, alright, and then just a few little potatoes dotted in and around our dish as well. And just to finish that off, I'm going to give it a nice little flick of our extra virgin olive oil. So that's our little bistro steak, our butcher secret, a little rocket salad with some vine ripe cherry tomatoes and some pesto potatoes. And again, you can serve it that way, just plate it like so, or we can take it here. I'm just going to slice it up a little bit against the grain as well, as you'll notice. And I'm going to cut them actually another little bit and straight into our bowl, like so. In with our tomatoes and a few of the potatoes. Now again, I'm using olive oil for this one. Olive oil and the lemon juice, as I mentioned. But what you can do is you can even just get a little bit of horseradish, grated horseradish and olive oil, or horseradish cream, even like a little tablespoon of horseradish cream right about now in here would be equally as nice, even to finish it off. Some fresh horseradish, you can grate over it. So there you have it, my Johnstone beef butcher secret salad with the pesto potato, vine ripened tomato and some extra virgin olive oil. And again, johnstonebeefshop.com if you want to order some of this beautiful stuff. And I'm going to get tucked into this one right now.